Okay, so I had a lot of time to practice yesterday to talk in front of everybody, so hopefully I'm not as nervous today. So I'm going to read what I wrote because it's better than going off the top of my head because I'll just ramble forever. So I wanted to share something that I just went through. Some of you know, some of you don't. I experienced the biggest trial of my life, and God was with me every step of the way. June 22nd of 2022, I was arrested and charged with an assault too. Without going into detail about my case, I want to explain what an assault two is. It's a measure people voted on and it passed. It means if you're found guilty, you will serve 5 years, 10 months, day for day. I will say this, it was a charge I should not have had. After I went to jail in June 22nd of 2022, everyone who knew about my case kept telling me to go to trial. Later on, I would realize it was God. I tried getting bailed out over and over, and it never worked out. And after being in there for 5 months, I was at the lowest point of my life. I lost my kids, everything I owned, and I had nothing else to lose, and I turned to God. I have loved God my entire life, but I never actually walked with him. I got into my Bible and started praying like crazy. One day I got this overwhelming feeling that God was telling me to go to trial. I was so scared and did not want to go. I trusted God anyways and made the decision to go to trial. The district attorney picked my first trial date, and I waited to face the scariest decision I have ever made in my entire life, and I fully gave it to God. For the first time in my life, I surrendered. I didn't ask God to let me out. I asked him to help me accept his will for me. The morning of my trial, I prayed like a crazy person. I gave my trial to God. 3 hours into my trial, the district attorney said she wasn't ready for trial. After having 6 months to prepare for my trial, she wasn't ready. It happened to be the 60th day of my fast and speedy trial, so they had to call a mistrial and release me from jail. Something that nobody saw coming, but I knew it was God. After that, I started living the life I always wanted. I got into treatment, which is where I met Sharon. That's when I started coming to this church. I got my boys back. I got married in this church, I dedicated my boys to this church, and I got baptized in this church. I waited about a year-ish until my second trial, and in that time, I prayed for an entire year that God would give me one angel in my jury. I thought it only took one person to find me not guilty, but I was wrong. Let's see, hang on, I lost my... Okay, I went to trial and the jury deliberated for 2 days straight, and one person out of 12 people found me not guilty, but I knew that it was God answering my prayer. At my second trial is when God told me to not be mad at the district attorney or the girl trying to get me in trouble. That was also a mistrial because one person found me not guilty. And after my second trial, I will never forget Josh telling me to pray for 10 angels next time. After that trial, I fired my attorney and I got a new one, and he is here today. He fought for me like nobody else has and actually cares about my case. While waiting for my third trial, I prayed hard for God to give me 10 angels this time in my jury. Right before my third trial on February 3rd, I was at Josh and Chelsea's house. Chelsea told me she had been praying really hard and said God told her that he wanted to share my testimony on the 14th, yesterday. I thought to myself, why would God tell her that if I was going to prison? That gave me literally all the hope I needed. My trial started February 3rd of this month, and on the 4th, right before lunch, my attorney submitted an acquittal, which means the judge has to read the entire thing, make a decision what he's going to do with my case. We came back from the lunch break, and I'll never forget the words coming from the judge. And he said, "I'm going to grant the motion." My eyes were locked onto him, and I could not believe what he just said. I heard my family behind me gasp for air. I turned around, I looked at my mom, and I started to cry. I turned back around, I looked up at my attorney, and he smirked at me, and I just lost it. I just couldn't breathe. God didn't give me 10 angels. He gave me something better than that. He gave me himself. He gave me the judge, and he set me free. In the beginning, I asked for patience, and I'll probably never do that again because he gave me 3.5 years of patience. The only thing this entire case has done for me, though, is bring me closer to God. My trust and my faith was built, and I fell in love with the Lord more and more every day. It was worth every tear, every prayer. God showed up every single time. He answered every single one of my prayers and more. Each trial, it was easier and easier to trust and give it to God. God called me by name. God saved me. God healed me, and he rescued me. Now I just want to scream to the world how real God is and tell everybody about him. And I never have to be scared again. So I am free. I don't have to worry about a 6-year prison sentence hanging over my head. I want to read a couple scriptures as I close really quick because these are just a few that I really locked onto. Matthew 10, verse 19. But when they arrest you, do not worry about what to say or how to say it. And at that time, you will be given what to say, for it will be not you speaking, but the Spirit of your Father speaking through you. This was a huge one for me. Philippians 1, verse 6. Be confident of this, that he who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Jesus Christ. That I held on to huge because I knew God started it and I knew he was going to finish it. Matthew 18, verse 19. This is the power of prayer right here. Again, truly I tell you that if 2 of you on earth agree about anything they ask for, it will be done for them by my Father in heaven. For where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there I am with them. And one more. Matthew 6, verse 34. Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself, and each day has enough trouble of its own. So I just went through an entire trial, and God took me through it, answered every prayer, and set me free. And the only thing that happened this entire time is help me love God more and bring me closer to God.